Good morning, Barbara. How are you this morning?
I'm so well, thank you, Ron. And how are you this morning?
Barbara, we're doing very well. Nice and wet and cold, but we're all doing very well. And again,
Wonderful news.
and it's now our second episode on your book. Just give us a brief outline about your book and what we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. You, 10 stepping stones to get on with your life. It answers the question of who, me? Really? Do I have to do this? Do I have to be responsible for my life? The answer is yes. Yes, yes, you has 10 tools that I pulled together from 23 years of trauma counseling and life coaching. And as a result of that, these 10 tools help us through any trauma, any life situation, across age, across culture, across gender. It's a book not to read, but a book to do. It's a do book on our own personal development through whatever life circumstances we are having to address.
That's great, Barbara. And what we're doing is you're breaking down the book in 10 chapters and 10 episodes regarding your book. So every Wednesday at this time, anybody listening, tune in at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. South African time and just see if you're from another country, just see what the time zones are. So Barbara, I want to kick off with question one of going through the book. Can you tell us what you mean by genius you?
The first chapter, the first stepping stone, remember the book is called 10 Stepping Stones to Get On With Your Life. The first stepping stone, the first thing that we can step into, by stepping into, I mean, address, take responsibility of, take consciousness so that we can do something greater than we already are. So, in order to find the you, the unique you, the dignified you, what happens in the methodology that I strongly recommend and have been doing for probably 40 years is journaling. It is the journaling, the hand, pen, paper. This works better than on a computer. The hand, pen, paper triggers the brain for the brain to engage with the subconscious mind. Ron, what we don't realize is that the subconscious mind is actually controlling us. It's the subconscious mind. It's that iceberg beneath the waterline. The subconscious mind takes up 95% of our beingness, which gives us only 5% consciousness. That Jarrah's window was such a fantastic model for the blind spot. And
Mm.
that is what drove me into this work of self development, because I want to know what's in the blind spot. I want to know what my conditioning is. So, if we were to understand that the conscious mind is only 5%, then what are we doing to assist our brain to understand that there's so much more? More to our thinking, more to our being, more to our life, more to everything that we can take charge of. So it is in the doing of journaling where the brain, the consciousness, actually becomes aware that we are serious to get some work done. And in the process, and it is a process, we then come up with massive realizations. Ron, realizations that have been running our lives in every decision that we've ever taken. And then we aren't always happy with the results of the decisions that we have taken. So how do we change that? How do we change the decisions that we're making? The only way we can change the decisions that we're making is by understanding that it is the subconscious mind running us. It is the driver. It is the driver, just like a computer. The computer has a driver. The computer PC apps will give you as much as the driver can. All right. So it is in the realizations that we have the opportunity to release, and we have the opportunity to replace. We get to replace with new attitudes. We get to replace with tweaking of our behaviors. And therefore, Ron, we get new results. Life is better.
Understand, but you just mentioned journaling. How does journaling help someone to create a relationship with themselves? Now, just on that point, does a color pens also help by identifying one or two things?
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing up color pens. I love color pens. I have them on my desk right here. Always have color pens with you. Color pens trigger memories, trigger subconscious, trigger fun, childhood, okay? And get to use color pens, because journaling is not a boring technique. It's a playful technique. It's something that you can take on as part of finding self. So wouldn't you want to play a little? Wouldn't you want to enjoy a little? I've taught businessmen. I have taught entrepreneurs. I have taught high figure income earners to use color pens. And in so doing, they get to connect with that inner being that doesn't often come out to play. And the color does that. It's like painting. If you're using paint and color and you're having a creative experience, well, you're going to be participating very differently and with a lot of joy. So to go back to your question about journaling helps somebody to create a relationship with themselves. Ron, I don't know of another technique that brings to us a process of intimacy as much as journaling. Journaling is that place of honesty. Journaling is that, you know, the word intimacy is into me see. Journaling is about being allowed, giving self permission to be true to self. This journaling is a private document. This is a journal. This is a book. Here's my journal. I have it with me every day. I use it every day. Journaling is your buddy, is your best friend. Journaling is the place where ideas, glimpses, annoyances, frustrations, joy get to land. And it is in the landing, Ron, that we get to see what's going on in our conscious, subconscious minds. Journaling is a space of sacredness. Journaling is my first call to action every single morning. I call it my yellow velvet armchair, hot tea, sacred time. I sit in my yellow velvet chair and I drink hot tea, and I sit conscious in my sacred space for the whole idea of finding self in this day.
Well, which brings me to the next point is, what do you mean by the subconscious becomes seen?
When your attitude to journaling is one of self-knowing. When your attitude to journaling is to connect first with self in order to go out into the world, your better version. So many people speak about, get on with a better life, but not many people speak about how to do it. The sacred space of my yellow velvet armchair, hot tea, is my starting place for the interaction I have with myself. Who am I today? How will I show up as my true self today? What will I offer and participate with others as today? So this seeing is vital, because if we are unable to see what's going on consciously, subconsciously, how are we going to present our better self? We are going to just be pulled by the nose by our emotions, how we feel about today. And life is not about only feeling. It is about logic. It is about having a holistic life. And we want to come in.
Barbara, can you hear me? Sorry, guys, there's an internet problem. We're just busy getting it sorted.